tonight we're doing something a little bit different, right? So usually I have a guest or I answer questions, but tonight we're going to be looking at a product, and specifically that is the new Meta Quest Pro. And for those that don't know, this is the new VR headset or AR headset, even augmented reality, that just came out today, I guess. I think everyone's shipments have been arriving throughout the day. Mine kind of got here late. Some people got their stuff like at 8 o'clock this morning, and they whipped up videos super fast. But I thought it might be interesting to unbox that live tonight and talk a little bit about it, and then compare it at least physically on the outside to the Oculus Quest 2 or the Meta Quest 2. Now, the Meta Quest 2 is this guy, right? So this is the older. Let me see if my autofocus is going to work for us today. Oh, I got it set. So this is the older version, right? And the much less expensive version. This is what, like $300 versus the $1,500 for the Meta Quest Pro. And then you've got your little hands, right? You can hold on to it like this. So, but this is the old version. So we're going to unbox the new version. And it's not really a direct replacement for this. This is really designed with gamers in mind, right? Some level of productivity is thought of for that, but the new version, the Pro version, isn't so much of a gaming headset, but more of a productivity and creative headset. Now, I'll do reviews down the line where I compare the capabilities. I'll do a setup video and all that kind of stuff. But today we're going to unbox it. And, this is kind of what the box looks like here. So it's not tiny by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm going to use a top-down camera for this, which is kind of new, and we're going to see how that works out. But before we get started, a few folks I can see out in the audience. Hi-Fi Havens here already. Double A is here. Mike Galusha is hanging out with us. So, folks, if there's something you want to see in particular as we're going through this, just call it out in chat, and I will zoom in and let you see or describe exactly what I'm feeling, seeing, and experiencing as we unbox this thing. So let me move my keyboard out of the way here, and we're going to go ahead and get started with this unboxing, and we're going to see what this thing looks like. I'm super excited. I've been waiting all day for this. Man, look at that. You like that schwanky camera shot? All right, so let's take a look at this box. Now, this camera is mounted to my desk, and it shakes a little bit because it's on this arm that sticks way out. So we're just going to have to deal with it, and it is what it is. And I'm actually using my cell phone up there rather than a dedicated camera. You will fly into a wall at high speeds without knowing it. I've seen many a video where that has happened. Okay, so in front of the box, this is the 256 gigabyte version, the infinity symbol that Meta has adopted. Here on the back, we see the charging base that is included, the two controllers, and then the unit itself. And, the unit itself comes with blinders, and I hope to see those. Because it's kind of open without it, because the idea is that you can use this as augmented reality and use this to kind of see the outside world and then overlay things on top of that. Inside of the box, Meta Quest Pro headset, one. I like how they're very clearly one. Two Meta Quest Touch Pro controllers. There's two, everybody. Charging dock, and that says, does that say two? No, it's three. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Okay. I guess there's one for, I guess they consider the controller was 1 and 2, and then the headset is 3. Power adapter, controller charge cable, charging cable, 2 stylus tips, 2 light blockers left and right, cable clip, protective cover, cleaning cloth, and 2 wrist straps. There is no case included with this. All right. On the bottom, we have some gobbledygook and then a pull tab. Does this, oh, look at that. No tools needed. How schwanky is this? That's kind of cool. We're experiencing this together. It's kind of fun. I'm going to move my microphone back a little bit. And here we go. All right, so this is going to be the style where everything kind of slides out the side, I believe. Yeah. So this outer sheath will come off, showing us this box on the inside. So this is our internal box. Ooh, earthquake. And then there's, I guess, nothing else on this box. All right, the top lifts off completely, and there's stuff in here. So we'll have to get back to this and look at this stuff. So let's not forget that. But for now, we're here at what appears to be the main event. It's a handset with, I guess, protective paper over it. This is kind of like a rubberish material. It's not cloth. It's not woven. It's definitely a rubber synthetic. And this is all plastic all the time. There's no metal. It's not lightweight. I assume that's because they're batteries, but it doesn't feel like it would be anything that would be fatiguing in any sense. And the other. Now, these are significantly different than the Quest 2 controllers. You can see that already. Very, very different. We have, let's see, there's trigger button. There's a gripping button, right? So you're going to pick something up, you grip on it with this thing, right? Grip, trigger, joystick, Y, X, and then a menu. There is a sensor of some kind here, a sensor of some kind here, and there's two little dots here. I don't know exactly what those are for, but they're there. And another sensor here, and then I guess this is the charging area. So let's go ahead and pull this off and see if there's anything under. Nothing under there. It's nice and smooth, all plastic, but looks nice. On the other side, exactly the same, but mirrored. Pull this off and give you a good look at this guy. All right, so no super surprises there. Although, it's not very bulky. Remember, the old handsets have this big thing going around. We'll compare that in just a minute. Okay, headset. This is considerably different than the Quest 2. All right, let's set this right here to the side and get inside of here. Oh, look, so it's got a little up arrow. I guess that means to pull this up. That sounds hollow. Toss it to the wayside. And this has got to be the charging base. All right, and then I guess the headset will be here, and then somehow you get the controllers there. And there are instructions on the bottom on how to do that. And I think, my reading today has led me to identify that, there's a certain order that you put these in to make it easier. Pull that off and set it to the side. Now there's another little box hidden down here. All right, and these are the blinders, apparently. So let's rip this open. There's no going back now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, yeah, so these have to be the horse blinders to keep light out, and they are marked left and right. And this is just definitely a malleable plastic attached to a hard plastic insert with keys, it appears, to make sure they line up correctly. All right. I agree. It is a very slick looking unit. I don't have my mouse or keyboard handy, so I'm not going to be posting up comments for the next little while until I get this thing completely unboxed. All right, so we got another little box here, but apparently this is the end of the line for this large piece. So we're going to discard that one. and get down to this. All right, this is another side slider. They have really got this packed nicely. This is pretty nice. I like this. Get this microphone a little closer to me while I shake everything. Okay, we've got a power brick, wall wart. It wouldn't be a new device if it didn't have this. It's all covered in lots and lots of plastic that will thwart me. It definitely has a pull tab here. There we go. When in doubt, force it out. Okay, this is obviously plastic metal. It's very shiny with a matte back and a USB-C connector here on the bottom. The Meta logo, and then the specifics for the power. It's nice, schwanky. Okay, we've got a charging dock cable and a controller charge cable. And it looks like there is just one controller charge cable. Yeah, just the one. I'm going to leave these in here. Set it to the side. All right. And inside of here are the styli, or the stylus tips. And these are, if you put these on the bottom of the controller, somehow you put this on the controller, and you then can use this as a pen to write with. And it is not very obvious to me how this will attach. There should be a slot. Maybe this handset comes out somehow. I don't know. This is going to be something I have to figure out because that is not obvious to me at all. But it has to go onto this thing somehow. But I don't see anywhere other than I guess this would be, yeah. So you pull this out and you push that in, and then you turn this into a pin. Okay, schwanky. Just follow the instructions and it'll tell you exactly what to do. And then with this thing down here, I don't want to break it. I guess you can hold it somehow and write with it like this, or write in the air. Interesting. Okay. Then here we have assorted reading materials on this side and a cleaning cloth on the other. Is it going to be branded? No, it's just going to be unbranded cleaning cloth. Getting a lot of stuff here. And then this, I think, is now empty. All right, so we'll set this to the side. Going back to the top, this is a protective cover, it says. And it shows that you put this on the front of the unit, which would be, I guess, to make sure all this shiny stuff doesn't get damaged in storage. So it'll fit on like that. And we'll take it off because we're going to live dangerously for a while. And I think that is all she wrote for that as well. So we're going to put the protective cover, the blinders, the power brick, the two stylus, the reading material, the cleaning cloth, and both charging cables in here. I'm going to set this to the side. Now, main event time. Let's see what we got going on with this thing. So obviously this is a very different design. You have this very large piece on the back here that looks like it has some protective materials that we will unseal. This is the front for your forehead, which I will have covered in grease here very soon because that's how I roll. On the bottom, got more protective materials. And an adjustable clicky here that spins around so you can adjust this. And as if you watch this thing, as I turn this, you can see it moving in and out, right? There's a wire here, plus and minus volume buttons, I would assume here, a plug of some sort on both sides there, a button that must be on or off potentially. This is where the battery lives from what I understand. So this cable is bringing all of your power. You can see the charging connector points here, and then more of the sensors, similar to the ones that we saw on the handset. On the rear, you've just got a meta symbol. This is it's all hard plastic. This is a rubbery kind of plastic, slightly padded. The same here. You can see some cloth material on the inside as well. All right. And let's look at the front. So this is where the magic is. So you can see 2 cameras, 3 cameras there. I guess that is our augmented reality pass-through. All right. And then I'm going to see how this comes off. All right. So this tells us how to start. Turn on your handset for 2 seconds on each, then 2 seconds on the on button that we identified before, and then put on the headset and adjust it with the strap, the clicky. All right. All right, let's see if you can see in here a little bit. All right. We'll read the warning on the lenses for you. Let me see if I can find a better way for you to see. It says no sunlight on lenses, and it's in many, many languages. So they are very serious about that. Do not. All right. Open that guy up. Open that guy up. All right. And that is it. Now there's something here. Oh, look. This gives a fine adjustment somehow. Although I'm not sure. It's just moving the forehead piece in and out. It's got maybe half an inch of play. Not a ton, though. I don't see a way to adjust these, although I guess you just do it manually with your hands. So the IPD, or interpupil distance, looks like it's just a hand slider. Man, they are super clean. I'm really scared to get anything on those guys. That would be unfortunate. All right. Now let me see if there's any comments that I can answer questions for real quick. Look, I'm going to bring my mouse out and do all kinds of stuff. Okay. We got Hi-Fi Haven likes the handset. Yeah. Slick looking unit. They hired one of Apple's packing folks. It does feel very much like that. And the packing was very nice. Looks like something from Back to the Future. We finally made it past 2015. And it's better than most audio gear. The packing is quite nice. All right, so let's take a look at this in comparison to the older gear. So the older gear didn't come with a charging base, as far as I can remember. You can buy one separately, however. Now, let's see. This is right. This is left. And this is it like, let me see. Yeah, so those are correct. And then these are the older units. So let's set this to the side over here and just take a look at these, right? So yeah, so you would hold this like this. And let me pick this up. So you don't have this big round thing anymore, which is very nice. If you look at the top, the layout is a bit different. Well, I guess no, it's actually very, very close to the same. This has the sensor, which I assume maybe this is what that was doing in the older technology, and they've renamed the buttons X, Y, and BA, but that's very similar. The grip and the trigger. Weight is comparable. Not a big difference there. There's some, I can tell there's some difference, but it's not significant. And the straps are very, very different now. This is kind of a cloth woven, not cloth, but some kind of woven material, whereas this is just flat plastic. This has a bit more edge, and this is flat. So there you go. That's the controllers. And we'll compare these headsets now too. All right, we'll stay on this top-down camera for a few more minutes while I look at this, and then we'll swap back over. Everything lives in the front of this unit. So this is battery, this is compute, this is display, everything, right? In this unit, they've extended the batteries at least to the back, so that it balances the weight, I think, a bit better. I mean, when you pick this up, it's definitely balanced better. This is all on the front. There is no central headset strap, and this just click, 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 and spin, spin up here to adjust. This thing is painful to adjust, right? You have to pull on these and then yank this thing, and it always wants to tip down, right? So, when you're wearing this thing, it always wants to slide down on your head. You have to strap it in pretty tight. So let's be safe here. I'm going to put this cover on, and then you can kind of see what's going on with the lenses. The lenses look very, very different. These new lenses are super shiny and reflective. You can see my camera perched up there in these guys. There's my iPhone, and then these are, just more traditional, I guess, styled lenses there. Now a little look here on the bottom. The buttons on this unit are all on the side, and these are down here. Speakers on these were on the side, and it looks like these are speaker openings here. So that's the difference. So significantly different there. All right, let's set this stuff to the side, and we're going to flip this back up and go to me. Hey, I'm back. So old style and new style. I know there's a lot of curiosity around this with glasses, but man, I'm going to see if I can open this thing up all the way. How far does it go? Because my head, I've got it all the way open, and this thing I'm going to move all the way to the front, and I'm going to see if I can put this on. And I've got the protective thing on so that I can touch that without causing any problems. I don't know what kind of problems it might cause, but we're going to find out. And man, I got oily skin, and I will have fingerprints and goo all over this very, very soon. Oh, it fits, but man, it is a barely fits on my head, and I can't see anything. Let me try and look at you guys. So here, I'll model it for you as best I can. And then this thing, I can't tell. Maybe when it's on, you can tell a little bit of difference. But just like this, I mean, you get a lot of peripheral vision with stuff going on out here. So the blinders will help with that, I think, considerably. But from a comfort level, it seems fine. I mean, it's I guess you can tighten it up. It doesn't seem to move too much. If you're not really jerking your head around, I think it'll be fine. Let me lighten this up all the way. I don't think I can get my head in there with glasses on though. And that's going to be quite the ask. No, I don't think that's going to I don't think that's going to work. don't I don't know. And then I don't see any way to put external lenses on this either, right? So, on the old one, you could get like the snap-in corrective lenses on there. So we'll have to see how that goes. So as far as how this I can deal with this without glasses on. So, I've got good vision from here to here, and then the rest of it, if I'm up here, it's really hard for me to focus. So I don't know how I'll be able to focus on something this close, but we'll find that out as I go through and do the review after I do the setup. So, all right, that is the unboxing and comparison of the new Meta Quest Pro to the Meta Quest 2. Everybody, so thanks for watching. That's all I had prepared for us today. Keep your eyes open for that setup video, which will be coming next. I'll work on that on Friday and get that rolling for everybody and get that posted up. I'm really excited. My kids are going nuts. They're like, Dad, no, just let us have it. Nah. I'm like, nope, got to take it one step at a time. But just remember, this is $1,500. It is not cheap at all. So, that's going to be a consideration for all of us as we think about, is it worth upgrading to, or if you don't have anything at all, what is the right set to go into? Because the older gear, like $300, you can get into a VR headset, which is respectable. I don't think any of these are going to take us into the situation where it will be super mainstream, but we'll see. Black Friday, drop it to $200. Yeah, maybe they would. I'll be curious to see if there's a price drop on the Pro. I would not expect there to be one at this point because I think they're selling as many as they can. But we'll see. Crikey, didn't think it was that expensive. Yeah, they're not cheap. All right, folks. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below if you've got one of these already. Let us know what you think. And keep your eyes peeled for both the setup video, and it's going to be a setup for dummies. So it should be pretty easy for everybody to follow. And then a review video from both the point of view of gaming and productivity. So see you guys next time.